The final tier 4 mission for Crown in DMZ is the one that gives you the Hazardous Blueprint. This is the M13 blueprint that we saw the chemist dropping in Season 1, but you could only ever get it as contraband, and it was kind of annoying because it's probably the best looking blueprint I've seen in the entire game so far. But this time in Season 2, you can complete this tier 4 mission and get it for yourself, unlock it as a blueprint, which means you can use it in like Warzone, Battle Royale and Multiplayer and everything like that. The mission to unlock it all isn't actually too bad. You just need to activate 9 switches in the waterways underneath Sheikah Island in under 3 minutes and then go open an underwater case. The tricky part of this is really finding those 9 switches, and in this video I'm going to show you exactly where they are. If you need a team to help you complete this mission, there are 2 juggernauts that you're going to have to face. Consider using the sponsor of today's video, Gamerlink. It's an app that's been sponsoring us for a while now because I genuinely think it's an awesome way to find other people to play DMZ with. It's free, it's available on iOS and Android, and you can use it to find people to play over 350 different games with, including DMZ. So check it out using the link in the description below, or just search on the App Store or the Play Store for Gamerlink. So to complete boating and entering, which I guess is a clever play on breaking and entering, the first thing you have to do is get to the waterways underneath Sheikah Island. You might have seen my video where I talked about the bunker in this. You are going to be going into that bunker as part of this mission, but yeah, you need to go to the waterways first of all. I'd strongly suggest you don't just go ploughing through there in a boat because there's lots of AI in there, including 2 juggernauts. So I'd strongly suggest the first thing you do is clear out all of that AI. Just kill all of them, kill the juggernauts. Once you do that, not many more AI spawn in. Sometimes they run in from the entrances, but pretty rarely. Once you've cleared out all of the AI in there, now you're going to have to find 9 different switches. Now you're going to have to hit these in 3 minutes, and you can definitely do that solo, but obviously it's easier if there's more of you. The way we did it, we had Flynn hit 2 of the switches, Scotto would hit 3 or 4 of the switches, and I would hit 3 or 4 of the switches. And that way we could make sure we hit every single switch easily within a 3 minutes, like we didn't even come close to running out of time. So I'll show you where all of the switches are now. So if you go in where the beach club is, the kind of western entrance into the waterways, you've got this little alcove where there's some ammo, and here's the first switch just on the wall of this little alcove next to the gated off fence. So you can see there on the map, it's just near that kind of western entrance. Then for the second switch, you want to hop across the water to this little bit where there's kind of a ramp or some stairs down to the water's edge. Then you can find a switch here. It's kind of in shadow, a little bit harder to see. Now I will show you the full route of me running around past all of these switches, just so you can kind of follow along and see where they are for yourselves, because everything in these tunnels does kind of look the same. You can see me just there, I looked over to the walkway that crosses over. We always thought of that as kind of the middle, and that's where a couple of juggernauts spawned, and that's kind of how we found out where we were going, but we had 1 person in each end of this, kind of near each entrance to the waterways. So the next 2 that I'm going to show you are the ones that we normally had Flynn do. So one's in this little room, just in the back corner of the room, and it's the only little room like this, so this one's kind of easy to find as well. So you can flick that one, and then the next one is actually right near the waterway entrance. So a little bit further away than this little alcove. There's an alcove here where Flynn's just standing, but you go a little bit further than that, and there's a column with the switch on the wall. And you can see it just down here, a little bit lower than some of the others, but this is near the north entrance to the waterways. So we'd normally have 1 person do the first 2 that we showed you, and then 1 person do these 2 because they're so close together, and then those 2 people would run into the middle, and I'll show you this entire route now to get into the middle of where we had to go. Like I said, it's easier before you start hitting any switches to clear out all of the AI in here. They don't seem to respawn very fast, and the juggernauts in particular could absolutely ruin you if you don't sort of pay attention to them. If you get both of them shooting you at the same time, that would be a little bit of a nightmare. So if you keep running from this northern entrance, you can run over this tiny little walkway, and you can see there's the well entrance, like the rope that goes up to the well. And then you can see this massive walkway that goes over the edge. Like I said, we see that as kind of the middle of this entire section. So once the 2 people have done the 2 at the sides, then they can run to this one. Once you get to the bottom of these stairs, you need to kind of do a U-turn, and there's the next switch. So one of the people who did any of the previous 4 could grab this one. It's right down by the water's edge, so just when you come off that big walkway, and you can see here we haven't actually cleared out all of the AI. But if I just quickly skip ahead to where we have done, then you go around the corner, the next switch is just on the little pier that sticks out, this kind of little wooden dock that sticks out. There's the next switch. Then for the next switch, you want to go all the way over to the collapsed bunker entrance. That is the bunker that we're going to go in on the left, but there's another collapsed bunker entrance up here where all the scaffolding is. The next switch is just on the left down here. So anyone who gets here first could do these ones because they're all kind of in the center. And then I'll show you the two that I would normally get. So if you just run around this corner, now we're heading out towards the other entrance to the waterways. And you can see like the entrance out there. There's this little alcove on the left, and here's the next switch. It's always above this duffel bag, which makes it kind of hard to interact with, but if you just keep sort of spamming interact and moving around, you should get the switch prompt, which would work for it. And then if you just hop over the water, you'll see these sort of shelving units, and the switch is just to the right of them on this wall. So that's the last switch, and that's actually the first one that I would do by this kind of southern entrance, and then I would hit like the last few and go up to the ones near the bunker. So that's where all of the 9 switches are. You can hit them by yourself if you want to, like there's definitely plenty enough time to do that. Or if you've got 3 people, it makes it a little bit easier because each person can just take a handful of switches. Once you've hit all 9 within the 3 minutes, then the crate will actually be immediately pinged on a map for you, and to get to it, you go through this underwater tunnel, so it's just here. Watch out, there's a trip mine right near the entrance, you can just see there I'm diffusing it, and then there's another one a bit further in. It's super dark in here, so quite hard to see. You can defuse it, or you can just swim under them. But they will knock you, like they will take you down even if you've got plates on, which is kind of annoying. So then you hop across these to get over the cliff, and then you'll find the underwater box. When you open up the box, you'll see inside it you'll get this experiment hard drive, and this is a mission item that you need to extract with to finish this mission. It's also an item that you actually need for a later mission. So you're going to need this again in tier 5 for the tier 5 story mission, so make sure you don't lose this. Make sure you keep it in your mission stash. There's a bunch of orange boxes in here, and you can get some plates and things like that, but once you've picked up that experiment hard drive, then all you need to do is exfil. If you found this guide useful, if you found this helpful, please don't forget to leave a like on the video. Let me know in the comments which guides you would like to see in future. I know people want to see a Muddy Waters one, so that's probably the one I'll do next. But if there's any other particular missions that you're struggling with, let me know and I'll try and get a guide out for those as soon as possible. Pretty soon I will have a guide out for every single DMZ mission. I'll kind of do one for each tier of each faction. I think that's how we're going to do it. So thank you very much for watching all the way to the end of this, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.